Hello there, Scorpio. Welcome to DragonTaleTarot. My name is Ariel, and this is your reading for December 16th through 31st, 2019. Thank you so much for joining me. I am grateful to have you here. If this is your first time to the channel, thank you so much for visiting. And if you are returning, welcome back and thanks again. Also, if you have not yet done so, I do invite you to reach out and hit that subscribe button and join the Dragon family. Also, give it that dragon claw up by clicking the like button and let me know that you enjoyed this content. First, a few quick notes as always before we get started, that this is a general reading. It will not resonate with every single Scorpio out there. So if these messages do resonate with you, they are meant for you. If they don't resonate with you, kick them on out to another Scorpio. Take what makes sense and leave the rest. This will mostly correspond with Scorpio's Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs. All Scorpio cross-watchers are also welcome to join us. Also, if you are interested in a personal reading or any information about my card decks, just go below in the description box and I post all that info down there. So Scorpio, let's go ahead and get into your info. We're going to talk about the astrology information for a little bit, and then we're going to jump into your cards. So Scorpio, we are in a huge pile up abundance of planets in the sign of Capricorn right now, and even more is going to be moving through as we go deeper into the month of September and the wrapping up of 2019, wrapping up of this decade as we move into 2020. So I'm going to actually show you this chart. This has right here, we've got Venus, we got Pluto, which is your ruling planet. We've got Saturn, which rules Capricorn. We've got Jupiter, which rules Sagittarius. All of them are in Capricorn. Here is the sun sign right now in 24 degrees of Sagittarius. This is as of December 16th when this is printed. And so on December 21st, the sun will move into Capricorn, and that triggers our winter solstice in the beginning of winter. So there we go with Mercury is also in Sagittarius right now. We'll be moving into the sign of Capricorn on December 28th. And then we will also be experiencing a new moon and solar eclipse in the sign of Capricorn as well on the late Christmas Day evening. And we also, it will be for the 26th on some, because it's going to be like around midnight-ish on that Christmas Day. So big solar eclipse energy that is bringing in all kinds of goodies, because the solar eclipse brings in what we want to attract and the lunar eclipse releases what we want to get rid of. So let's be bringing in lots of good foundational building energy around that Capricorn. For you, Scorpio, all this Capricorn stuff is going to be piling up in your universal house of Gemini, of the third house. This is really big energy for you around the areas of communication, the way that your mind works, the thoughts that you have, and how you express yourself. So Scorpio, you are known for being secretive. You're known for not always telling everybody what's going on with you. So you're definitely going to feel the full culmination of, you know, sort of like it's a pileup of not just like karmic sort of stuff, but also because Jupiter's influence is now moving along in Capricorn as well. It can also be a real opportunity of growth, to open up, to, you know, reveal more about yourself, to communicate in a very powerful way, because you've already had Saturn and Pluto moving through that house for quite some time. You're really going through kind of a rebirth and reorganization of the way that you think and express yourself. So this is just going to continue, especially all through 2020. We'll have Jupiter moving in Capricorn. Capricorn is actually a very good sign for you, Scorpio. It sextiles your sign, so it creates a lot of opportunities opening up. And I would say that a lot of those are very much connected to your communication. So, you know, if you haven't always communicated as clearly or as well as you've wanted to, and if other people, vice versa, have not done so with you, you're very focused on making sure that you get your ideas and feelings across in a more positive and open way than in the past. So it's actually quite nice. So let's go ahead and we'll get into your cards and see what's going to be coming up for you. I'll be doing a couple of major themes. I'm going to pull one card from the major arcana to see what comes up, and then we'll dive deeper into your full tarot. Dear angels, beings of light, guardians, ancestors, helpers, and healers, please be with the Sun, Moon, Venus, and rising sign of Scorpio as we do their reading for December 16th through 31st, 2019. Please protect their energy as well as mine throughout the session and bring through clear, accurate messages for their highest good. Thank you so much. Ooh, so Scorpio, look at this. We've got the Chariot coming up first from the major arcana, and this is a Cancer energy card. So you may have some Cancer in your chart, or someone important to you may be a Cancer, but in general, this is a movement forward. It's greater nurturing, it's taking good care of yourself, it's balancing there between the dark and the light side, and Scorpio, nobody embodies those polarities like you. You're a very black and white kind of personality. You kind of have those extremes of emotion. So this could be a thing where it's like you really want to balance. You want to go to that middle path a little bit more. But this is, you know, broadening the mind, broadening your perspective and your horizons, and definitely moving forward. So let's pull a card for your chakra energy and see which crystal or gemstone is favorable for you right now. So Scorpio, here's the lepidolite, and this is a gemstone that corresponds with the third eye and the crown chakra. So to me, this is very much about, here's that third eye, here's that crown, and it's all about, yet again, your perceptions, your intuitions, messages that you pick up on spirit, messages that you intellectually pick up on, and how you trust your intuitions and your insights. And it is a card, the key word here is trust. So it's very much a thing where it's like, if you felt like you couldn't trust your intuition, couldn't trust your, you know, feelings about things, it's like this is coming in and saying, Scorpio, let's work and heal this so that you will feel stronger about trusting your instincts going into the future. Very, very good to connect with that communication, definitely. In the Unicorn Oracle, we have the card of delight, and the message is count your blessings and enjoy life. Take pleasure in simple things and always expect the best. So Scorpio, this is really saying, it's a message that, you know, if you've been feeling very negative, or you've been feeling like, you know, nothing good is coming your way, you really want to start shifting that mindset and that perspective. And anything that you have in your life right now that you're grateful for, that's really good in your life, even if it's really small, it doesn't matter. Be grateful for that, focus on that, and more of it will start to come. So let's move Mr. Dragon over here. We've got him with his little wreath on. And let's get into your tarot. I'm going to be using a new deck today called the Spirit Song Tarot. I love this one because each card has a spirit animal that corresponds with the card. So it's very, very beautiful. And always keep in mind that all readings are definitely fluid. They are general, and timing is sometimes different for each person out there as well. So even if it doesn't resonate with you right now, if you watch it again in a couple weeks, it might resonate with you then, because everyone is on a slightly different timeline. Like that. Okay, so Scorpio, right in the middle, we have the Five of Shells, which is like the Five of Cups, and that is that little firefly spirit there. So this is hope, readjustment, lighting a new path. That Five of Cups, which is the same as the Shells, that's a very tough card in the Tarot. It's like there's been some disappointment, there's been some emotional heartbreaks and letdowns, but it's always reminding you that not all is lost. That, you know, in the traditional imagery, it's like those two cups are still upright, the light is still on, so definitely keep hope alive. I'm going to be clarifying with the Rider-Waite, so let's pull a card on top of that. And yeah, so Scorpio, oh, look at that. There's that Four of Wands coming up on top. So it's like, keep the hope alive for that happy home, for the stability, for the balance. There's that Four of Wands, which is soul connections. You know, a lot of times many readers read this as a twin flame because it's an 11-11 synchronicity there. But yeah, to me, that's like, it's not all lost, Scorpio, even if it seems like it right now. So going into the immediate past, we have the Page of Shells with that frog spirit there. This is intuition, inspiration. To me, the Page of Cups is always about new beginnings in the emotions. You may be in a position where, you know, you're hoping for a new beginning in love, either with somebody, you know, that you haven't been with yet, or somebody from the past. You could be hoping for a reconciliation, some kind of apology, some kind of message from them, because pages often bring forth messages as well. That's why many times people read that as being a, you know, an emotional message coming forward. So let's pull a clarifier. And look at that. Scorpio, there's been something for some of y'all out there, and this, you know, really depends on who resonates with this, but, you know, there's been some real emotional letdowns. Something has been very disappointing to you in the emotions, because you've gotten this card twice now, in the immediate past and in the present with that Five of Cups. So there's been some kind of emotional heartbreak, some kind of disappointment, and you may be really hoping for a reconciliation. Obviously, that's not going to be all of you. Some of you aren't going through that, but for a lot of you out there, it's like there has been something that's been really tough. And going into this immediate future, there is that Four of Crystals, Four of Pentacles, about control and security. There's the beaver, you know, who builds up those dams, builds up those fortifications, and that's kind of how you're feeling right now. You know, in the traditional deck, that shows the guy holding kind of tightly onto his coin. So it's like there's a feeling for you right now that you're kind of afraid to let go. You're kind of afraid to trust and completely let down your guard, which, depending on what y'all have been through, that makes complete sense. So let's pull a clarifier for him. Yeah, and to me, Scorpio, this is about, you know, stepping into your leadership. Here comes that Emperor, you know, which is very strong fire energy, very strong Aries energy. Aries could be prominent in your chart, or maybe an Aries you could even be dealing with. But, you know, to me, this is really about you stepping into your strength, putting down healthy boundaries for yourself, and also just valuing yourself quite a bit. On the undercurrent here in the subconscious position, you know, what you hope and what you need and desire from your heart is that Queen of Acorns, that Queen of Wands, passion, creativity, fire, warmth, generosity. And so you probably want that, you know, for yourself and your own personality. To me, this is a very strong Leo card. So you could be dealing with a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius energy, somebody of a fiery kind of, you know, personality, even if they're not those signs. And that could be a very strong possibility for some of you. But this is also about manifesting and getting what you want, because that Queen of Fire is very, very good at manifesting her desires. And I get the feeling that for a lot of you, it's like you're really wanting to be more warm and open and generous with your emotions than maybe you feel like you can be right now. That's definitely a message coming through as well. Yeah, because right now, this Scorpio, you may feel like you've been taken for granted. Somebody's just not seeing your true worth. And maybe you're not seeing your true worth as well. Or maybe you kind of have this, there's a sort of a dissatisfaction. It's kind of like, well, things are not totally bad, but there's this one missing piece that I really wish that I had that makes it feel like it would all just be so much better. So it's really a matter of, can you live with it? You know, can you live with a situation that maybe isn't completely fulfilling, or someone that's not completely appreciating everything that you are. So here on the top, there's that page of crystals with the fox spirit. This is ideas. This is discipline. To me, this is always a new message of a new start to manifest something. Whether it's a lot of times, because this is the Pentacles, it can have to do with career, with job, with what you're doing work-wise. It could be somebody coming to you with a message to say, hey, let's start a new company. Let's start a new project together. Let's do something that's, you know, the beginning of things. This is what's crowning your spread, and this is what the message from Spirit is. So there's a lot of new beginnings coming around the corner here. This is earthy energy. Yes, and you will have some decisions to make, Scorpio, because right now your heart is very guarded. Look at that, you know, with the Two of Swords. So it's like you got to trust your intuition, but right now I think that your intuition might have been kind of beaten up. And that's why this is very important, this Lepidolite, this card about trust, you know, about the third eye and the crown chakra. It's time, I think, partly to, you know, talk to your angels, talk to your guides. Whether you're, you know, super spiritual or not, just put the vibe out there and say, hey, Spirit, I just really need some help. I need healing for my intuition. I need help making a decision, whether it's about love or work or career, whatever is coming up, because you definitely have some stuff on your mind, absolutely. And you've been through some things that have just made you feel really guarded. So put down healthy boundaries, Scorpio, but don't be completely locked up either. So let's get you some advice on all of this here. Okay, so Scorpio, check this out. So awakening, there's that judgment card coming up. And to me, this is the suggested approach. This is renewal. This is enlightenment. It's making judgment calls. You know, it's like if something you just can't live with, it's time to just call it out and say, nope, this isn't working for me. I'm going to move on, because there is your own energy in this card. There's a lot of Scorpio connected to the judgment card. You know, it's like you're waking up to your reality, you're regenerating, you're renewing, and you're leaving an old life behind. So, you know, if you're really feeling like maybe that's what's going to happen and you're going to go through, you know, one of these, you know, big rebirths that you often go through throughout your life, that could definitely be what's happening for some of you. Yes, and I think so. For a lot of you, you are recreating a new reality. Look at that Magician. So it's like the Judgment card many times is like, you know, death of the old, rebirth of the new. And that Magician is all about taking all of the different elements of your personality, all your gifts and talents, and putting it into something brand new. You know, he brings together the Cup, which is the emotions, the Pentacle, which is your resources, sword of your thoughts, and then the wand of the fire and passion. So it's all of it coming together. Then we go up into the what you need to know now. This is all about, you know, more messages from Spirit, what you need to know about the situation. And there's the Six of Shells, the Six of Cups. So Scorpio, if you're hoping for a reconciliation with somebody, for those of you that might be on the outs with somebody that you care about, that's a really good chance that they're thinking about you too. And they're kind of like, wow, you know, really kind of like to make things better with my Scorpio. There's sentimentality, joy. This is nostalgia. You know, that is really, you know, the card in the tarot that's all about, you know, sweet memories of the past and of when times were really, really good. So, a very strong card of reconciliation and sweet memories. Yeah, and it could be with somebody who you see as very emotional with that Queen of Cups. You know, it's like the two kind of signs that I have coming up around you is maybe the potential partner that you're dealing with are either a fiery sign or a watery sign, both of which are very emotional people. Maybe they don't always show all their emotions, but definitely they have that deep well of emotion. So it could definitely be that, but you know what? The Queen of Cups, it's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, but it's very strongly Scorpio because look at that. She keeps the lid on that cup, just like Scorpio can keep the lid on their emotions a lot of the time. And look at it. The Queen of Shells is coming up again. Queen of Cups, second time. So you're bringing that Queen of Cups in here twice. You're bringing the Five of Cups in twice. You've definitely been through some kind of an emotional letdown, some kind of an emotional disappointment has gone on. And so with that Queen of Shells, this is compassion, it's peace. But this is in your hopes and fears position, Scorpio. So you really are, it's like you're in a place right now where you're kind of wondering, can I open up my emotional life? Can I open that cup and let you in or not? Do I want to do that? Am I too sensitive right now? So let's pull a clarifier for this. Oh, and so Scorpio, look at that, because really what you're hoping for is stability, it's a balance, and now we've got some earth energy coming in here. So even for some of you, this could be around an earth sign. This is a very strong Capricorn card. Could also be Virgo and Taurus. But this within yourself, it's like you're really hoping for emotional fulfillment, stability, balance, kind of getting your emotional life really together, especially if you've kind of felt kind of out of control and just all over the place emotionally. This really says to me that you really want to bring things back into balance and back into stability and mastering your emotions instead of having them master you. And then look at that for the outcome card. We do have the Wheel of Fortune, which is there's that octopus spirit. And I think of the octopus as a very sensitive creature. Also very versatile. They're very chameleon-like. They can change the texture of their skin, their color, their size. They're very, very flexible and versatile and resilient. But that Wheel of Fortune energy is change. It's good new possibilities. The wheel turning in your favor. Your own energy is represented in that card as well, as all the fixed signs are part of that Wheel of Fortune. And it is about balance. Look at that. So that Two of Pentacles came out on top of that Wheel of Fortune for you, Scorpio. So it is take this one day at a time. Know that the wheel is turning in your favor because that is a beautiful, beautiful energy. But yeah, this is very interesting. I'd love to know how this plays out for some of you, for those of you that this does resonate with, because, yeah, y'all have been through some stuff. You've really been through some big emotional turmoils and ups and downs, and I feel a lot of you kind of struggling. It's like you're trying so hard to keep your stability in the midst of this emotional chaos. And so, you know, the Hermit card didn't come up. Things, you know, where it's like where the Four of Swords, you know, those are the things that would really tell me to like totally back off and step away from the situation. But this is kind of saying take it one day at a time, Scorpio. You don't need to entirely retreat, but you do need to just take it one day at a time. Don't take on more than you can handle at a time. If you need to take a little back step, that's okay though. So let's pull a final affirmation for you. Yes, and look at this card that came out, the newlyweds. So Scorpio, this definitely has to do with something about love for some of you. Oh my goodness, that is a strong energy. So this is a card of compromise. You might have to be doing quite a lot of that with somebody. Is it time to leave? The coach is here, but who will pull and who will steer? So, you know, it could be as well that you have, I'm looking at this, so yeah, fundamental adjustment, change and collaboration. You may be with somebody, whether you're a newlywed or not, or it's, you know, a beginning, or it's like you've been in this relationship a while and you're starting to see the push and the pull and the dynamic of who's leading and who's following. And if you're with somebody who's very leadership oriented, oh, it could be a real challenge, because it's like, if you like to lead, and a lot of Scorpios do, you like to be in charge. But if they want to be in charge too, it's like you've really got to do some balancing there, Scorpio. So if this resonates with you, leave some messages in the box below. I would love to hear from you about how this is playing out in your life. So I will be back very soon with an overview for 2020 and whatever readings I have time to do between now and the end of the year. So take care, my dear Scorpios, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.